Okay, so let's talk about bearing today. Okay. Now, just know that this is something you guys know already. We will talk about some new stuff, but all the contents or most of the contents that we will be using in this chapter in order to solve questions are those that you guys already know. Okay. Acha, सबसे पहले तो I am going to write down 2 or 3 main rules for this topic. And then when I will explain this topic, things would make more sense. So let me just write the 3 rules first, and then you will get to see the use of the rules when we talk about this topic. Rule number 1 is always measured from the north. Okay, so angle is always measured from north. It would not make any sense for those who are looking at it for the first time, but just give me 10 minutes and then things would get better. The second rule is it is measured in the clockwise direction. I'll tell you what exactly clockwise direction is if anyone does not know about it. And the third rule says, this is basically just a way of writing the answer. Always write in at least 3 digits. Now, what does this imply? This means that, for example, you have understood the topic and now you got your answer, and let's say you got 45 degrees as your answer. Okay, you don't know how exactly. Let's say the answer is 45 degrees. The examiner would not accept 45 degrees. You need to give the answer in 3 significant figures. And how are you going to write it down? 0, 4, 5. 3 significant figures is the wrong number, is a wrong term. This is not 3 significant figures. My bad. But you need to write it down with 3 digits. So, for example, if the angle is 16, 15, 30, 45, 90, 98, something of that type, make sure that you add this 0 in the beginning just so the answer becomes acceptable. Okay, everything would get better, everything would get clear in some time. Okay. All right. Let's talk about one question and then you would understand things well. Okay. So, example number 1. Okay. Now, let's say we have a point A. This is A and this is B. I have connected the two. Let me make another dot for this. For example, this is B. Okay. So, we have A and B. They are 2 points. And you know, you have been told that this angle with the horizontal is 75 degrees. Okay, A and B is given, this angle 75 degrees is given, and what does the statement says? The statement says you need to find the bearing of B from A. Okay, it says find the bearing of B from A. Okay. Acha. Every time when the question is going to come, it is going to come in similar form. Every time it would be written this way: bearing of B from A, bearing of X from Y, bearing of Z from T, bearing of U from V. Okay, so you would be having 2 points. The word bearing would be coming, and off and from would be there. So we have a lot to understand with context to the way examiner is giving you. Okay, so when it says from A, whatever point you have after from, just make an arrow on it. This is my arrow, and this is what north is. Okay, so angle is always measured from north. We want this north, so we made this north. Where exactly do we make this north? What exactly do we mean by north? North is a straight vertical line. We know north pole, south pole, east, west, all of that, right? We know north and south are two poles. And then if we talk about compass, so we have north, south, east, west. We have 4 directions. That is north, right? All of us know what exactly north is. Where do I make this north? I'll make this north on the point that is written after the word from. So after from, I had this alphabet, that is A. तो मैंने A के ऊपर I made this north. Okay. अच्छा. Find the bearing of B from A. Angle is always measured from north. This means that I need to start at this point. It is measured in the clockwise direction of what is happening. This is my clock. Okay, we have we have 12, 3, 6, 9. Okay, how does the key or the needle move? It moves this way. It moves this way, right? So this way is basically called the clockwise direction. Okay, if something is moving in the direction of the needle of your clock, that is called clockwise. It is move If it is moving other way around, it is called anti-clockwise. Okay, so whenever it says clockwise, just remember clockwise means this way. If something is moving this way, and this would mean it is anti-clockwise, and this is clockwise. Okay, so this is something important. Acha. Next, you need to start from north in the clockwise direction, and you need to stop at this line. So this is basically your bearing, and whatever angle you find is going to be your answer. Now I know that the angle between north and this horizontal line is what? The angle between north and this horizontal line is?
Ma'am, 90.
90
Ma'am,
degrees.
90.
Very good. Excellent. All of you, well done. Okay. So 90 minus 75 would give you 15 degrees. So this is going to be 15 degrees. And how do we write the final answer? In 3 digits.
015.
So I will write it as very good. 0, 1, 5. And this is going to be the answer. Okay. This is the basic concept behind this chapter. Okay, now let's talk about another example, and then we will talk about some past paper questions to understand the topic properly. All right, let me make this new diagram first. Now, at times, north would be given. At times, you will have to figure that out. Okay, so we have an horizontal line over here. Then there's this line. And then we have another line of this type. Okay. This is 18. This is 53. Let me write down the names. This is O. O is the center. Okay. Then this is point A. This is point B. And this much is enough. Okay. The very first part of the question says, find the bearing find the bearing of A from O, and part B says B from O. This is my question. Okay. So what do we have after from? After from, it is the point O. Okay, so that is the first thing. This is my point O. So first of all, I am going to make a straight line on top of it. And this is my north. So first of all, I need to make this north. Okay. So bearing from O, bearing from A, bearing of A from O. So whatever we had after from, I've made north on it. And then I am going to make a line that is starting from north. It is going in the clockwise direction to A. So what do we know? We know that this angle is very good. It's 90 degrees. So 90 minus 18 is going to give you 72 degrees. So the answer is going to be 072. This is going to be the answer. The next part is B from O. All right, B from O. So from, again after from, what do we have? We have the word O. We already have north on O. So let's find the angle. I'll start from north. I'll go all the way till B, and I am going to stop at this point. Now, what do I know? I know that this pink is 90, and after 90, we have this green angle that was 53. So in total, it is going to be 90 plus 53, that is 143 degrees. And now you guys can see, I did not write this zero before it, okay? Because I already got 3 digits. Very good, Bipesh. Taha, excellent. Okay. Yes, Ariba, Noor, Urva, Kabir.
Yes, ma'am.
Any difficulties with this?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, I understood.
No, miss. Ma'am, can you explain the second part again?
Yes, I can definitely explain the second part. Okay, it says find the bearing of B from O. So bearings में हमेशा the statements are going to be of similar type. Whatever you have after from, that is O, make north on it. We already have this north made on O. Okay, so you will start at this point from the north. You'll go all the way down, 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 down till B. So this yellow angle is basically made of this pink angle that is 90 degrees plus this green angle that was given. It is 53 degrees. So total it would be 90 plus 53, that is 143. And since it already has 3 digits, so I did not add a zero over here. Okay. Yes. Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So this means that we are good with this idea. We are going to practice this on past papers now because that is the end thing. And obviously, since we did not practice enough on the PDF, so you might find these questions difficult, but that is fine. Okay. Just think about them as book questions, which we are practicing right now. Okay. Acha. The diagram shows the positions of 3 farms A, B, and C on horizontal ground. Okay. Farm B is on a bearing of 125 degrees from farm A. Okay. AB is 950, BC is 680, and AC is 520. So whatever is given in the description, I can see that already. So no need to read the description in this case. Okay. Let's look at the first part. Show that BAC is 44 degrees correct to 1 decimal place. BAC. This is the angle. So it has nothing to do with bearings. Why? Because if it was a question about bearings, the examiner would have specifically used the word bearing, right? The first part has nothing to do with bearings, but it has to do with something that we have already discussed yesterday. So take 2 minutes and find BAC using one of the two rules we discussed yesterday. So either sine rule would be used or cosine rule would be used, okay? Yes, do it on your own. I'm just gonna help you with some part of it. I'll just write the formula. So I need to find capital A angle. So it would be A squared equals square of the other two sides minus 2 into B multiplied by C and then cos of capital A. This is how we do it. Take 2 minutes. I'm waiting. I'll mute myself and then tell me if you're getting 44 or not. Okay. Just type your answers. Yes, well done, Pipesh. Your answer is correct. And what about the other students? I think all of you can do this.
I'm doing it.
Okay, okay, sure. Take your time.
I'm as well.
Okay.
Teacher, it's not letting me use the cos -1. It says mathematical error.
Acha, okay, okay. 1 second. What are you getting as your fraction? Like what is in front of cos A?
Wait.
Ma'am, same problem is happening with
Okay,
me
okay,
as
okay,
well.
okay. It's really good. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's the issue. Okay, okay, perfect. Look at it. Acha. सबसे पहले तो let's just plug in the values. What is A? A is 680 squared. Then B is 520 squared. Then C is 950 squared minus 2 multiplied by B. That was 520. Then C, that is 950. And then cos of A would come as it is. Okay. Acha. Um, Instead of writing down the values of 680 squared and 520 squared, we will do that, but let's keep that for now. What I know is, I know that at the end, I need to find the value of A. So what I should do is, just like we did yesterday, I'll take this entire thing on the other side and I will take this 680 squared on this side. So what would happen? I would get this was -2 multiplied by everything. When I will take it on the other side, it would become +2 multiplied by 520 multiplied by 950 into cos of A, and that is equal to 520 squared plus 950 squared. Please keep your mics muted. Minus 680 squared. Okay. Next, I have this thing. It is being multiplied with cos A. So I will divide it on the other side. And this is going to give me cos of A equals 520 squared plus 950 squared minus 680 squared divided by 2 multiplied by 520 multiplied by 950. Okay. Now hold your calculators, all of you. They should be in your hands. 520 squared plus 950 squared minus 680 squared. Do not press the division button, because if you will press the division button and then if you will write 2 multiplied by 520 multiplied by 950, there would be an issue that would be pertaining to BODMAS. The calculator would think that 680 squared is being divided by 2 and then everything is being multiplied. Okay. So we won't press divide. We will just press equal to sign, and I hope that all of you would be getting 710,500, and it is being divided by 2 multiplied by 520 multiplied by 950. Okay. Now, I hope that you guys are able to see 710,500 on the calculator displays. Now you can press the divide button. So it would show up like this: answer divided by. Now put brackets, okay? Because 2 multiplied by 520 multiplied by 950, this entire thing is coming in the denominator, okay? So 2 multiplied by 520 multiplied by 950, and this is going to give you a fraction. So cos A is basically equal to 1421 divided by 1976.
Yes, ma'am, I got this answer.
Yes, very good. Okay, now what was the last step? I need to get rid of this cos. How do we get rid of this cos? By taking cos inverse on the other side. So press shift, press cos, and then press answer button. That answer key would be having this 1421 divided by 1976 already. Okay, and then when you will press equal to sign, this is going to give you 44
Yes,
point.
ma'am.
Very good. 0.017 degrees. And when you will round it off to one decimal place, this is what we are going to get. Okay. So this is your answer. Yes. Any difficulties now? Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am, it's okay now.
Okay. So what have we
Yes, it's okay.
noticed? We have noticed that BODMAS is something that is very, very important. And even the calculator would make mistakes if you will not let the calculator know okay, what exactly is happening. Okay. If you will press division sign without using brackets, things would go wrong. Another thing, if you look at the calculators, please keep your mic muted. Somebody's mic is unmuting again. I think it's Sari. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Acha. If you look at your calculators, there's the shift button, then there's a button under shift, and then there's another button. Okay. Press shift and then press that button. So you, or yeah, directly press that button. In fact, it's basically the last column and the third row. What do you guys see? Can you see a fraction appearing on your calculators?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Mixed fraction.
okay, if you will press shift and then when you will press that button, you would certainly get mixed fraction. But if you press that button directly without pressing shift, you would get see a fraction. Just check that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the best way of doing this is okay, in the numerator I can add 520 squared directly, then plus 950 squared, and then minus 680 squared, and then in the denominator, I can add 2 multiplied by 520 multiplied by 950. And then when I will press equal to sign, I would directly get the answer. Okay. So we have a lot to understand about calculators as well. Anyways, we now got this value that was 44. Okay. Let's talk about the next part that is relevant. Calculate the bearing of A from C. From ke baad we have this word C. Where is C? Okay, let me just erase this now because we are done with this. Where is C? This is C. At this point, I need to make a straight vertical line, and this is my north. Now you guys can see we have a north on A, and I made another north on C. You can have infinite many norths. It totally depends upon the question. This time around it says calculate the bearing of A from C. So C is coming after from. Whatever comes after from, I need to make a straight vertical line on it, and that is my north. Okay. Acha. Next, I need to start in the clockwise direction. Let me do it from here. So I'll go all the way from here, here. And what was it? Bearing of A from C. So I need to stop at this point. And this is the angle which I need to find. Okay. Acha. Now, this is 44 degrees. Okay. And if I make a straight line like this, it's not a straight line. Now it's a straight line. Okay. So we need to find the pink angle. Now, what do we know? We can see that if I start from this point, I come all the way down. This is 90. And then this would make it 90 plus 180 because sum of angles on a straight line is 180. So this is 270. I need to have this angle. I need to find this angle. Yes. Think about it. And if you are not able to find that angle, you can find this one. Acha, I got a few answers. Let me see if the answers are correct or not. And it would be 360 minus this. Okay. I got one answer for now. I got another answer. Okay, let me see how many of you can think about it. Okay. So far, the two answers I got are not correct. Okay. Think about two look at it, look at me, look at this thing. We have two parallel lines. This is north, this is north. Two parallel lines, okay? And then we have this angle. What is this angle? From this point to this point, it's 125 plus 44. Yes, students? I'm talking about this angle. It's 125 plus 44. What exactly would it give you? 125 plus 169. Very good. Okay. This is 169. What do we know? Sum of interior angles. This angle plus this angle. Sum of interior angles in case of two parallel lines is 180. So I can find this yellow angle by doing what? 180 minus 169. This has given me 11 degrees. Okay. So this yellow angle is 11 degrees. Now, this entire thing in a circle is 360 degrees. So this pink angle is going to be 360 minus 11 and it would give you 349 degrees, and this is the correct answer. Okay. So yes, now pay attention. I've told you bearings may you're only supposed to remember ke whatever is coming after from, we to make north from there and then find the appropriate bearing. Now, how do we calculate that bearing? You need to use all the previous rules that we have already discussed. Okay. Abhi tak, whenever we were talking about parallel lines, these used to be the lines, and then the interior angles were something of this type. Okay. But this time around, this is your first parallel line. This is your second parallel line, and this is the line. So this angle, that is 125 plus 44, that is 169. And this yellow angle, they are interior angles. Once I got this yellow angle as 11 degrees, I can easily find this pink angle by doing 360 minus 11, that is 349. Yes. Any confusions with this? Tell me quickly.
No confusions.
No
I
confusion.
No,
understand.
ma'am. I understand.
Okay, and if anyone has
Ma'am,
any...
ma'am,
Yes?
I didn't understand this one.
Okay, I'll tell
Ma'am,
you.
how did you know that they were the interior angles?
Okay, because I know that if you have two north lines. Okay, every north line would be pointing towards the sky. Okay, like every north line would be a vertical straight line like y-axis. So all the north lines would be parallel. So this black line was parallel to this yellow line. I know that. Once I have two lines which are parallel, and if they are being cut by a transversal, so what exactly are interior angles? This angle and this angle. Okay, just like these two green angles are interior angles. Let's say this is a line, this is another line. It's not parallel. Okay, let's say this is your line. And now when I will cut the two lines, I know that this pink and pink, these two are interior, and again this green and this green, they are interior. Okay, so the parallel lines could be in any way. Like it could be that this is your first line and then this is your second line. That is irrelevant. If you have a line that is cutting both of them, this and this again is going to be your interior angles in case of in case of two parallel lines. Okay,
Ma'am, so AC is the transversal line that is cutting.
yes, you're right.
Okay, ma'am.
All right,
Okay.
perfect, very good. Acha, now let's talk about the next question. So this turned out to be 349, and we won't be writing also you can just skip this degree part. Okay, just write it down this way, 349. Acha, let's talk about this second question. A field is in the shape of a quadrilateral. What is a quadrilateral? It's a four-sided figure. P, Q, R, S. It's a kite-shaped thing, but it's called a quadrilateral because it has four sides. A path crosses the field from P to R. Okay. PQ is 280, RS is 146, PR is 325. S is on a bearing of 042 from P. PSR is 108 and RPQ is 38. So 38 is there, then 108 is there, 42 is there, 146 is there, 325 is there, and 280. Everything is there. Okay. Acha, it says calculate the bearing of R from P. So bearing of R from P. Okay, so P is the word. Now you need to make north on P. Where is P? This is P. And the examiner has already made the north on P. So either the north would be given or you would have to make it. Okay, the north is there already. Acha, R is the word. Okay, so I'll start from this point in the clockwise direction. Let me start from here in the clockwise direction and I'll stop at R. So this is going to be the angle. Now I already have 42. I need to find this green angle using some rules that we have discussed yesterday. And once I have this green angle, I would be able to find this entire thing. Yes. Can we find the green angle using sine rule?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. So this is small p, this is small s, and this is small r. Okay. So I can write it down this way. P divided by sine p is equal to s divided by sine s. So small p is 146. Capital P is unknown. Small s is 325. And capital S is 108. I need to cross multiply at this point. So how do we cross multiply? 146 multiplied by sine 108 divided by 325 equals sine p. Okay, let's figure out the value of sine p using the fraction button. Press the fraction button. Now 146 multiplied by sine 108, bracket close. Okay, because you have a bracket once we talk about sine, cos, tan. Then in the denominator, just press the arrow and go to the denominator and write down 325. And this is going to give you 0.4272 equals sine P. And in order to find P, I'll take sine inverse of 0.4272. And that would be shift sine button. Now you can see sine inverse. And then press the answer key. Answer key has the previous value stored. And then the equal to sign. So this would be giving you P equals, yes, very good, Taha, 25.29 degrees. This is 25.29 degrees. Now, this is not the answer. This yellow one was the answer, 42 plus 25.29, okay? So, this is going to give you 67.29, and we will write it down correct to one decimal place or three significant figures. So, that is going to make it 67.3. Yes, that is the correct answer. So the answer is 67.3 degrees. Okay, now this is your choice. You can write down the degree part. Like I would say for angles, we should write it down like this, okay? Acha, let me see your very good, Bipesh. That is correct. Okay, excellent. Anyone who was not able to understand the basic idea of this question?
I understood.
Ma'am, in case of 67.3, we don't add a zero in the front.
Yes, we don't add a zero in the front. Very good. If your angle is already like written with 3 digits, you don't add a zero in the front. That is correct.
Okay.
1 second. This is 67.3. Okay, now usually when you would be getting something that is greater than 100, for example 101, or let's say 200 or 180 or 137, there you don't put a zero. Certainly for this, you would see in the marking scheme the examiner has written it this way. Now this basically means, like, these brackets basically mean that you can add a zero, that is fine. And even if you don't add zero for this scenario, that is also fine. But if, let's say, 67 degrees was your answer, and if you write it down this way, this would not be accepted. Okay. For 67 degrees, you need to write down 067 certainly. But for something of this type, you can add the zero or you can skip it. And let's say if we had 673, no need to write down the zero certainly. Okay, so for this case you can write down the zero or you can ignore that. In the marking scheme, it's coming with brackets, and those brackets means it's optional. If even if it's there, it's correct, or even if it's not there, that's also correct. Okay, so this is basically the idea. Okay, acha, the next part basically is for you guys. It says show that QR is equal to 202 meters correct to the nearest meter. Okay. You need to find out QR. Please do that quickly. This is the last thing for today. I'll stop the recording.